Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about Vivek Ramaswamy, and I want to talk about Joe Rogan, and I want to talk about how at this point Joe Rogan owes a debt to Vivek Ramaswamy, and how he owes a debt specifically to the American public, which he is not paying, and that debt is a cultural debt. And I think at this point Joe Rogan is in a space where he has reached a point where he is morally and ethically wrong, and he needs to get right with the American people. Let me explain why I think this way. All right, so first of all, what does Joe Rogan owe the American people? Well, here you go. He is leading a philosopher king life. He has every single thing he wants. He got a contract for hundreds of millions of dollars, with literally hundreds of millions of dollars, with I think it was Sirius Radio. It was one of the XM radio type gigs. Maybe you know what? I think it was Spotify. It was Spotify. And they gave him that gig because he'd become a huge American celebrity based on his hard work, right? And he worked hard for the money he had, right? However, the Spotify deal, where he got paid $200 million to do exactly what he was doing before, I think the reason he reached that is he put in a ton of hard work and became a celebrity. And then people like you, people like me, we shared his content, we watched his content, and we made him a philosopher king. We made him a person that the whole world listens to, right? And so he reached a point, in my opinion, where he has hundreds of millions of dollars, and now he has legacy, right? A lot of people today, they don't have no legacy. They don't even have Thursday, right? Literally, people in America don't know if they can buy eggs, right? But he knows that his grandchildren, right, will be fine, right? Like that with hundreds of millions of dollars, you could set up, you could take care of everybody for generations. That's legacy. We gave him legacy. And I want what I'm due back. I paid the cultural debt so that he can have a dynasty, so that his family can be a dynasty, and he personally can have legacy, right? And I want to get paid back. And it's not money he owes me; it's a cultural debt, right? So he does not want to interview Donald Trump, and he doesn't want to interview Vivek Ramaswamy, and he really doesn't want to do what he did before, where he interviews Andrew Yang. And the reason why is he realizes he is now a kingmaker. He is holding 5 to 15 to maybe even 25 points for whatever candidate he interviews. Whatever candidate he interviews, day one gets 5 to 25 points in the election. And that's out of the percentage, right? Like, he is truly a kingmaker. He has such goodwill with the American people. People listen to him, and if he gives you an interview, he is anointing you. He is anointing you. He is anointing you, right? Just the way the Jews did when they chose a king, right? King David, King Solomon, King Saul, right? Trust and believe. That's where Joe Rogan, he don't want to be there. He don't want to be there. He hates that he's here, but he also knows it, right? And so he wants to stay out. He wants to stay out of trouble, right? And he will get trouble but here's the issue. Based on what we've given him as a culture, he owes us a cultural debt, in my humble opinion, right? And I want to collect. Joe Rogan, I love your content. I've watched it for years. You made yourself a celebrity. I made you a legacy. I made you a dynasty. You owe me. You owe the American people, right? And so we know you don't want to get in the middle of this, but you have to, okay? You need to. You need to help us, right? And that means you need to interview 4 people. You need to interview Donald Trump. He's earned it, right? He has earned it. You need to interview Vivek Ramaswamy. He has earned it. He is a person of color who could be the first U.S. president to prove that Republicans are not dedicated to prejudice. The Democrats have already proven it with Obama. We need to prove that we are a nation on both sides who are willing to actually embrace real equality, right? Okay? Vivek can do that. He is owed your interview, okay? In addition, you need to interview Nikki Haley. And the reason why is women have earned a point to be taken seriously, right? And I think that she deserves your interview. Tim Scott, right? We've only had one black president. He could be our second. You owe him an interview. Oh, wait, Joe Rogan, do you owe Asa Hutchinson? Do you owe Ron DeSantis? Do you owe every other ward cleaver candidate up there an interview? Absolutely not. They've been paying their cultural debt. Ward cleavers are winning it left and right. They don't get nothing more, right? The rest of the world needs to be able to catch up to them, right? So do not think for 1 second you need to give us a 44th ward cleaver president. America's more than willing to do that itself, right? You need to help us do cultural correction, right? You owe it to us, Joe Rogan, in my humble opinion. Every single word of that is my humble opinion. What's important, everyone, is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.